has been a minute since I've listened to anything by Beach House. And by minute, I mean Bloom. So like 2012, 10 years ago. But I saw that they just released a new album, so let's go check it out. Wow. That's so pretty. Mmm. Ooh. Wanna say hi? Wanna say hi? To them? Wow, what an intro piece. That was upbeat all throughout. I, again, felt like there was no exit for me to pause and leave comments. It was so mesmerizing. There were a lot of like different chord changes and the synths in the back. That was so pretty. I woke up really early this morning and got no sleep, so I felt like I was still in a dream state. That was beautiful. Okay, let's move on. Whoa. This reminds me kind of like 80s, like an 80s movie, you know, like the main characters just going through it. I love those vocal pads in the background. Oh my goodness. It just really adds a lot of depth to it. Ooh, that chord change. Yes. Yeah, definitely getting a lot of 80s vibes from this. Oh my goodness. I really love the instrumentation in this. They like mixed synths with more analog, like acoustic stuff. Yeah, and just like the last one, just very upbeat all throughout. I mean, there aren't a lot of lull moments or like build-up moments to it. It's just continuous all throughout, which honestly I don't mind on these kinds of tracks because it's more so focusing on like the instrumental loop than telling a story through the song structure. So it works for this kind of synthy pop music. Whoa. An ode to Swan Lake. Oh. It's interesting, they're using the synths as kind of like a replacement for strings. That's a really cool technique. I don't think that I've heard very often. Oh my goodness. I love the style, at least of this first verse. Chef's kiss. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, the shaker in the background. That caught me off guard for some reason. I just got chills. Oh my god. I think it's gonna be really hard to top this song. And we're only 3 songs into the 18-track album. 4 disc. Oh my god, what? What an interesting way to section off the songs of this. I wonder what that's about. Yes, the guitar solo in the background. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. I added it to my lyrics playlist for next quarter already. Oh my god, that was wonderful. And also, I've never even seen Swan Lake, so I have no idea like the story that it's referencing. It does mention it a little, but I didn't read it up here. Maybe I'll just have to watch it sometime.
Just like days are
Ooh.
in each silhouette, the time before the time we met, the time before the time we met. Here lies violet.
Ooh. This is definitely driving music. Like, I envisioned myself back on the highway when I was living in the US. Just driving with your friends. Oh, not a care in the world. This just brings that image to mind. The drum machine, hi-hats. Alright, well that closes off disc 1. Overall thoughts, very ethereal. I honestly don't know how to describe it. There are like no lulls at all. No room to think. No build-up, just vibes. Just vibes. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from the first disc is just vibe. But I love it. It's so refreshing. They're using so many different instruments. It feels like it should be very muddy, but it doesn't feel off at all. So great job. Great job. Let's continue on to disc 2, starting with Runaway. Very lasery. Some vocoders. I love vocoders. Well, that was fun. Very rhythmic, very repetitive, but in a good way. Like, it's only chorus, chorus, chorus. There's only one verse and a bridge, and the rest of it is like the chorus, which is fine. I don't mind it. But not a lot to say here just because it was repetitive, but kind of a nice chill break from what we've been listening to before. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is beautiful. I feel like I'm being serenaded right now. The strings. Okay, I think the reason why it's separated into discs like this is because these songs are a lot more chill, a lot more laid back. I'm guessing this was like the hook and this is like the build up. So it kind of, if my theory proves correct, all works together to create one giant song. We'll see. That might not be what they're going for at all, but... It's interesting that they ended up going with the acronym. I feel like it could work with the melody and with the beat. I feel like that one was telling more of a story, and it was definitely conjuring up past memories in my mind of when I was in the exact same situation pretty much. So just feeling like you've done something wrong, messaging someone and they don't respond, and then just parting ways. I mean, c'est la vie. That's life. This is what I was talking about before with like the lack of build-up in the other songs. This is definitely a build-up moment. A very long build-up. Well, it was very pretty. It was kind of... Maybe it's just because I just woke up and I'm still tired, but I'm kind of in a hazy state right now, okay? Very pretty though. And this entire bridge section with these callbacks, I think that was really well done. So we're about halfway through the album. We still have 2 more discs to go. Oh, those guitars. It's so refreshing to have like acoustic instruments after all of those. I don't know if you could hear me, sorry, I'm gonna pause. To have acoustic instruments after all of the like synthy, pop, drones. Yeah, I don't know, it is really refreshing.
Broken fence into arm's length, spiders, silk and sweet nonsense.
Aww. I really like whenever lyrics are broken apart across different lines just to make the rhyme scheme work. It's so good. Well, that was interesting. That brought a lot of like folk influence and it was very chill compared to the other songs. So maybe I'm wrong on my storytelling theory, but we'll see. We still have 4 more songs on this disc, so I wonder what it means though. I had a really hard time like visualizing. I mean, I didn't have a hard time visualizing the imagery. It's very clear what they want you to picture, but I don't really understand what it means. At least not on first listen. Maybe I'll have to dive into that later. This whole refrain, it just reminds me of when Lito was doing a review of Sing to His Song, and he said it's so brave when songs do that.
It is so rare for production or producers these days to stay on chords for more than a bar. Very rarely people have the guts to do that. Myself, I'm so guilty of it. I change chords like 4 times within a bar. Mad rare. Ballsy. I like that a lot. It makes for a lot more more freedom in terms of the actual songwriting. I wish I heard the vocal a lot more.
So brave. Ooh. Okay, I think this is like the 3rd or 4th time that I've mentioned this, but her rhyme scheme and her couplets are so good. I just can't get over it. And then also, I wanted to say, I feel like so far there's been a pattern where they'll have a really cool chord change between the verses and the choruses, and then they just focus on that for each song. I think that's like their main driving point in creating a song. They're like, oh, this would be so good as a chord progression. Just the one. Let's make a song. Oh, that was so cute. I really like that one. Definitely a lot of like 90s movie, maybe even 80s. I don't really know. I love these callbacks that we're having lately.
Another go round and I'm right here beside you. Another go tonight and the drugs were just right, but the one you need is there.
The lyrical storytelling in this one is fantastic. Oh my goodness. And again, the 3/4 time, it's nice. It's always nice to hear that just thrown in, thrown into an album somewhere. This gives it a nice change of pace, you know? It kind of ends on like an eerie note, which is interesting because it wasn't like an eerie song. However, this sounds like an eerie song. I'm always curious to know the thought process behind keeping in distortion. For this track specifically, I think that it's left in the peaking distortion just to like add that extra uneasiness. At least it's making me feel a little uneasy. The whispering is so intense. Oh my god. I feel like this is kind of just using the Masquerade as like an allegory for something. I just don't know, like from their point of view, what it would be. Maybe just meeting someone and never meeting them again. The intrigue of mystery. That's just kind of what I'm getting. I don't know, I'm tired. Oh my goodness. Just like tying the lyrics back into the title of the song, Illusion of Forever, and then just going always, always, always. Diamonds, you know, they're forever. I don't know, it makes me feel like she's having some sort of regret. The introduction reminds me a little bit of Purity Ring. I think it's just like the droning bass. I think that's just what it is. This one has a lot more space, like a lot more room to breathe. There's not as many instruments. It's literally just like the drums and the vocals in most of it, which is really a difference from the rest of the album so far. And the classic fade out again. This one is so cute. It's like, I don't know, very dreamy, very blissful. I guess that's how I would describe it. It's just very blissful. The finale is like expressed a lot in the lyrics. Confetti on the floor. Is it over? Yeah, it's over. I don't know, it's very cute. And I think it's a great introduction to the final disc. Ooh. But that's what it reminds me of. Oh my goodness, the reverb on that oh my god, I almost said tangerine. That reverb on that tambourine is so crisp. I love it.
I'd imagine stories about everywhere we pass. The cars, the bars, the lights, the girls of Mars, the superstars.
I love the way that these two lines are delivered. Super fast paced, and then this gives you room to like digest.
And maybe one day you'll hear them singing.
Oh. Oh my goodness, that was so good. I love the like constant changing of the chords because at least in the first half of the album, they had like one chord progression change that was mind-blowing. But here they had like 3 or 4. I wasn't really keeping track, but back after back, it was so good. Okay, you can get off here. The organ is a beautiful instrument, but honestly, it's just giving me flashbacks to General Conference.
If it hurts to love, then I loved you
It was really cute, but I think it was, it felt more like a filler piece. In my opinion, it wasn't bad, but it felt like a filler piece. I do kind of want to give my 2 cents on this though, because I think that it does spark a little conversation, which is always a good thing with albums, or with art in general. If it hurts to love, I think it's okay to let go. I don't think that it should hurt. I think that if anything, it should help and it should heal. It should feel safe, and I don't know, maybe I'm looking too much into it, but love is hard work and you definitely need to like compromise and problem solve together, find solutions, but like it shouldn't hurt. It should feel like progress and it should feel worth it. I don't know. Those are just my initial thoughts on the lyrics, so. So cute. It was like a lullaby, like very sweet. I mean, obviously a little tense, but with the instrumental itself, it sounded a lot like a lullaby and music box almost, like with the instruments. I thought for a second that we were going to get like a big orchestral moment in the middle just because of the buildup of the string section. I'm really glad that ended up not happening because it just was a very sweet and flowing song. Oh my god, the sustain on the strings from before, using that as the back note for these guitars. Oh, so beautiful, so beautiful. Those drums. Oh my goodness. That was like 3 songs in one just for the ending, and that was epic. And I mean that in like the cinematic way, you know, it was like so charming, bubbly almost at the beginning, and then just like a huge build-up section getting ready for something, and it's just like this very beautiful payoff. I almost started tearing up. I didn't, I held it back, but that was just so well done. I'm really happy with like the entirety of this album. Thank you so much for listening with me. I mean, honestly, my favorite is still Pink Funeral. That one I think is just like more my style. I'm so glad that I decided to listen to this. I wasn't sure if it was up my alley but if you liked some of the like 80s indie bedroom pop kind of alternative groove, you might like the Mitski album that I just listened to. Either way, thank you for listening with me. Final thoughts.